Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you for all the views, for all the shares, comments, likes and all the feedback which has come along my way. I'm eternally grateful for all of the feedback which has come along, and I would request you all to please keep doing that. Please continue doing it. It would really help me improve my videos, keep bringing more videos to you all, and also help get these videos out and spread these videos out to more people who would like to know about all these insights and all these developments which are happening around us. Now, coming to today's topic, we are going to be talking about why Indian car manufacturers, with the likes of Tata Motors and Mahindra, are really going to have a strong future outlook. And why is it? And the reasons behind those. One of the most important points here, which I would like to highlight, and which every Indian consumer out there should take into account, is safety. Now, here, safety which is being delivered, safety standards which are being delivered by Tata Motors and Mahindra are really class leading in all their products which they have offered. In whichever segments they are, the safety standards which are being offered by them is genuinely and indeed class leading. They have ensured that there is regular crash testing of all of their products, in fact, and really make sure that the chassis of each and every one of their vehicles delivers on safety. You will often see at least a 4-star rated vehicle coming out of their stables, or even a 5-star rated vehicle coming out of their production lines. And this is really important for the Indian car market. We all know how our Indian roads operate. You never know what can come, what can pop out in front of you. Even if you are doing 100 kilometers per hour or you are just doing 10 kilometers per hour, you never know what is going to pop out in front of you. And having the safety standards which are being delivered by these car makers really helps people like you and me who are driving on Indian roads. And this is, again, right now, even going forward, going to be the biggest selling points which these manufacturers have to offer. This has allowed them to really improve the public perception around their brands too. Now they are being referred to as safety leaders, but it was not long ago, around just a decade back, where their cars were actually one of the least safest cars on the Indian roads. I mean, you can look at the Tata Nano, for example. Of course, the intention behind it was something else, but on safety fronts, it really didn't deliver. You can look at the Mahindra Xylo, which is infamous for actually rolling over many a times while you are turning it sharply. And even other products from them, maybe you can refer to the Indica here, or even their sedans which were introduced by Mahindra, in that case the Logan, and then later on Verito. So they have really moved on from those old days where safety was not considered, and now they are actually the safety leaders in our Indian car market, and this really is a big USP for them. Now, moving on to the next point. The next point which is really important is quality of their products which they are delivering. Again, it is just only, I would say, in the past 5 years where they have actually come to the forefront and really matching their rivals' quality. They are ensuring that the quality of their vehicles, in terms of reliability, in terms of the interior quality, the craftsmanship which goes into it, the comfort, the technology which is being offered in these vehicles is at least on par with their rivals, if not better in certain areas. It is at least on par. Now you can actually expect even a Tata car or a Mahindra car to have connected car tech, where you can, for example, set up geofencing or start the car remotely from your home. These are just various examples, but really you can expect these cars to have. Or for example, even novelty features like ambient lighting or a upgraded sound system, which has 10 or 12 speakers, but you can really expect these automakers to now even deliver alongside their other foreign rivals. And this is again being delivered with the safety standards, as I mentioned before. Now, this is again a huge turn itself in their approach. I mean, it was not long ago when you would only see, or these car makers were only known for delivering and producing cars which were just workhorses. In fact, there are still many of their cars which are moving around here as workhorses. Like all of us know the Mahindra Bolero and the Tata Sumo, which are really workhorses and are really used in the fleet market as such. But these car makers have really shown an intention to move forward from that market and actually come to the forefront, deliver a quality product, and making sure that the consumer is really happy. And one other thing which I would also like to point out is that other than of course being workhorse itself, they've also moved away from that tag of being the lower cost alternative to the foreign rivals. Often these car makers were referred to as lower cost alternatives and just the cheaper options available in a segment, and only for the ones who would actually not be able to afford the best product in a segment. But now they have really moved on from that tag and actually are delivering one of the best products in their segment. Other than that, you would also need to consider the efficiency tag, which was also very much associated with these car makers. Of course, there's Maruti Suzuki also, but I'm not really considering it for the purposes of this video. We can get into it in another video, but right now I just want to talk about these two car manufacturers. They were often referred to with the tag of kitna deti hai in terms of their mileage, and while they were previously only known for that tag or for the USP, right now they're delivering on all fronts. They are giving good mileages, which is again really important in today's times when fuel prices are at sky high levels. So they are delivering on that front and making sure that they're also delivering a quality product for their consumers, which would make them happy for a really, really long time during the total period of ownership. Now, the last point which I would like to get into is, and I would say this is the most important, which is market trends and electrification. Tata Motors and Mahindra have really grasped the market sense, the market trends really well, I would say. They are constantly delivering on that front. Looking at the current market trends, it is very well known that Indian consumers are preferring SUVs, or at least SUV inspired products or SUV like products, for products which are styled like SUVs. Even in our normal hatchbacks, like if you add some plastic cladding in the front and the back, they really do look like crossovers, which are again inspired by SUVs, and they are really dominating the roost in the sense in our Indian car market. And Tata Motors and Mahindra really have the majority of the product portfolio oriented towards that segment. So in Tata Motors context, you have the Harrier, the Nexon, the Safari, which are really again one of the segment leaders in their segments, and are also delivering strong products which are great in terms of their quality and also in terms of the safety which they are offering. Same goes for Mahindra and Mahindra. In fact, Mahindra and Mahindra is almost completely oriented towards towards making SUVs. You have the XV300, the Mahindra Thar, Mahindra Scorpio, Mahindra Neo Bolero, the new XV700. In future, you will have preferably the XV500 as well, which will come in, and also an EQV 100. Their entire product portfolio is consisting of SUVs, and they are again really delivering on that front. Their SUVs have now almost become they are obviously an iconic name, and they are really using that name to actually make sure that they are selling their products but making sure that there is also a strong sense of quality and reliability attached with them. Now, moving along, I would also like to address another very important point which almost goes hand in hand with this point, which is addressing the electrification issue. These car makers are really in a strong position to dominate the Indian car market if they do execute their plans with regards to the electrification of their entire product portfolio. Now, Tata has already started doing it. They are the early mover. They have the early mover advantage, or you can say the first mover advantage in terms of the Nexon EV. It really is a great product and really defines and really is the best product out there right now if you want to buy an electric car. So going ahead, I would say they would want to build on that foundation. They are already having 80% of the electric car market share right now in terms of just with one single product, the Nexon EV. So they would really want to make sure that they build on this foundation and introduce other products. They recently launched the Tigor EV, and while I don't think it would be more retail oriented, it could do well in the fleet markets. But really what I would want to see is that they make sure that their primary SUVs are also moving to this electrification trend really soon, and make sure that they deliver on the first mover advantage which they have, and they'll have a good business performance as such. Now, again, in terms of Mahindra, you can say they were really the pioneers in this sector with the Mahindra Riva, and very recently, I would say even the E2O. They also had the Mahindra Logan and the Verito sedans in an electric form. But these vehicles, again, naturally they didn't do really well in the Indian car market. But going ahead, I think there is a really huge scope, and if Mahindra does make sure that they deliver their quality SUVs in an electric form, they would again be really in a good place. Like personally, I would really like to see an electric Thar coming to the Indian car market, and really Mahindra just making sure that they are taking a lead out here. They have a very well suited product portfolio, and they just need to make sure that they are compatible enough with an electric powertrain. And looking at the developments which are going around both these companies, they just need to make sure that they execute their plans. The plans seem really good, and if they make sure that their plans regarding electrification, their investments regarding electrification are completed, it would really be a boon for these car makers. And this is again going to really help them in terms of the business aspect, deliver on the ESG parameters, make sure that they are actually one of the most sustainable car makers in our Indian car market. This has obviously for example, I would like to cite the example of the Tata Nexon EV. That Nexon EV has really brought in a very positive public perception towards Tata Motors. Of course, they have very safety oriented products as well, but this electrification process is also really bringing a huge amount of positive public perception, I should say, these car makers. Now, both of these car makers are obviously involved even in sporting championships like the Formula E championship. Tata Motors obviously owns Jaguar Land Rover, and Jaguar Racing is involved in Formula E, and Mahindra themselves directly are involved from the first season itself of Formula E and under the Mahindra Racing initiative. And all of these initiatives are really positive for these car makers and make sure that they deliver quality electric vehicles for us Indian consumers. And due to all these reasons, their business outlook itself has really improved. As I said, if they deliver on their plans, they will be able to deliver on ESG parameters, which is really important as such for all companies right now to deliver upon, because that is oriented towards sustainability. And if the approach of these companies is not sustainable, then they really won't be able to survive in the car market going forward. So going forward with their electrification plans, they are seeming really positive as such. And with the positive public perception, they're also delivering on the sales front, where actually the money comes from. So they are delivering on that front, and going forward, they should only set a target where they are improving on these numbers and make sure that the current scenario is actually a foundation for them. Especially when they, especially with the likes of Tata Motors, when they are having such an early mover advantage itself. Now, I would also like to point out that car makers often are in a lot of debt. So, if especially in the case of Tata Motors, but I would also like to include Mahindra and Mahindra, they do deliver going forward on their electrification plans and make sure that the products are sold well and they are a market leader. Basically, they would be able to bring down their debt. They would be able to become low debt companies, or potentially, if they're target for net debt free companies too. It all depends on their electrification initiatives and how they go ahead, but this is really possible. Obviously, I would like to cite an example of Tata Motors because they do own Jaguar and Land Rover. They do have a lot of debt right now, and looking at the current scenarios, there is a bit of struggle as such due to the pandemic, but their initiatives as such, their product development, the future products look clearly really positive, really oriented towards us consumers, benefiting us consumers, and products which are made sure that they are of course very reliable, but they also contain the quality and all the technology which is expected in a car which comes out in this era. So they are delivering on that front as such. Like for example, the Jaguar I-Pace, it really is a strong proposition in the electric car product which can drive them forward, and where there could be multiple iterations and updates of course going forward. But even in terms of Land Rover, the Land Rover brand, there are of course many more electrification plans. There are of course already existing plug-in hybrid variants which are there. So if they do need to make sure that they deliver on those fronts, and if they are, they would again be able to make sure that their balance sheet, ultimately their financial health is restored and they are under less pressure itself. So the future outlook as such, due to these I would say due to all these point by point reasons which I just told you, really looks very bright for our two very own homegrown Atmanirbhar Indian car manufacturers in the form of Tata Motors and Mahindra, which is and the only thing which I would like to point out here is we just need to make sure that if these car makers do deliver on their promises and really do put out quality products, and make sure that we do get a product which is safe, which is reliable, which is filled with quality, comfort and technology, then we do need to make sure that we support our very own homegrown brands and make sure that we buy cars from them if they really do deliver on these fronts and do become one of the segment leaders going forward in the future as well, in terms of their electrification initiatives and electric car portfolios. So I would like to first of all thank you all for watching this video, and I hope that you did like the insights and the knowledge which I shared about why our very own homegrown manufacturers are going to have a really strong and in a future which is going to be really bright if they do make sure that their initiatives are implemented. Now I would request you to make sure that you share this video wherever possible and give me as much feedback as possible so that I can improve and bring you more and more videos going forward. Anyways guys, I hope that you liked this video, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye bye.